Shalom, shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. This video came across my screen, man, and I'm like, damn, yo. You know what I'm saying? What have we been reduced to, man? Look at this. Never broke again. That's what it's about, man. It's about our people love money so much that they're willing to sell their brothers and their sisters and their sons and their daughters, man, and promote these things, man. You know, we the only culture that promote these things within our race, man. We the only people that pass these things down. You look at the Chinese, man. You look at the Chinese woman, and how they, you know, raise their kids with diligence and discipline and knowledge and wisdom. Those kids are up by, I think, like, damn, 4 or 5 a.m. And I think they do something like, damn, 12-hour days, 12 to 14-hour days in school. They take naps in school. You know, they eat healthy. They practice martial arts. They practice farming and technology, social skills. They practice humility. They learn to honor their elders and clean up. You know, everybody cleans up. Like, cleaning up is a task in Chinese culture, man. Cleanliness. But you look at our culture. Look at us, man. Look. This is what we are. This is all we are. Sex and violence, man. This is mind-boggling, man. This is horrible, man. And even me, you know, I'm in the truth, and you know, I teach my children the scriptures, and we go over Bible verses, and you know, we have Bible studies, and I'm in their life. You know what I'm saying? I talk to them every day. I see them. I'm with them every day. But yet, I know that, and I haven't showed them this video, but I know that they know. I know that they know the words, man. And the reality of it, they probably said it, man. Why? Because this stuff is influential, man. And it's powerful, man. It comes with a spirit. If it didn't, then why are all the youth overtaken by sex and violence? And even the adults, man. When it comes to the so-called African American and black community, sex and violence, man. P. Diddy, R. Kelly, right? NBA Youngboy, Kanye, you know, all our moguls are in some type of sex scam or violence. You know what I'm saying? Where is the example of the so-called black man that was raised his family in truth and sincerity, right, under the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High? Where is that, man? Where was that woman who's humble? You know what I'm saying? She's the perfect model for the woman, Proverbs 31 woman. Where's that woman, right? Where's that godly role model for a woman? They made sure she was destroyed, you know? That they're giving us is sex and violence. Sex and violence. So when you start digging into this, you know, you start digging into, is this? No, man. The Bible says that we a nation of kings and priests, man. That's what the Bible says. The Bible says we royalty. Of course we not niggas. And of course our culture is not sex and violence, man. Of course we're a generation of wise men and wise women, doctors, lawyers, scientists, right? We just been reduced to this, to a creature, man, an alien, man, right? A shell of what you once were, man. When you go to the history, when they came and got us, they came and got lawyers and scientists, right? They came and got doctors, man. They came and got people who are knowledgeable, man. We are the same people that taught the Muslims, the Arab. We are the same people that taught the so-called white people how to farm and how to navigate and how to tell time, how to stand up right. We are those people, man. But we've been reduced to animals, man. Animals, man, because that's how animals live. Most animals, they just want to reproduce and they got sharp teeth. want to reproduce and consume. And that's what the black man and the black woman have been reduced to, a animalistic creature, man. Sex and violence, man. That's just an animal. What about love, loyalty, trust, honor? What about dignity, right? What about those traits, man? What about upright traits, man? What about honor, right? What about heritage? What about fathers and mothers, man? Just sex and violence? So obviously, if we didn't come to America like this, somebody hates us, man. Isn't that apparent? And we as the Hebrew Israelites, we warn our people that you got an enemy, and your enemy is after your children. And yet you reject us, but yet you watch your sons and your daughters be destroyed by your enemy, and you put your face and your head in the sand, right? And you pastors and you Christians, you put your head in the sand, man. You take the bribe from the white man, and you let this happen to your children, man. I'm gonna get this scripture. Right? It says, this is Jeremiah 19:5. It says, they have built also the high places of Baal, to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it neither came it into my mind. Right. And a lot of y'all don't know what y'all into, man. Y'all don't know how serious this is to let your sons and your daughters take upon this culture, listen to this music, and adapt it to their day-to-day lives, man. You don't realize that you're sacrificing your sons to Baal, and that the Lord is going to put their blood upon your hand, because those children are not yours, man. You may think that little Tyrone and Shaniqua and LaQuisha, you might think that them just your baby daddy's bad kids. No, those are the Lord's children that he calls to come through your womb, because he entrusted you to raise those children uprightly. Those are Yahweh's children. But you have sacrificed, you have taken Yahweh's children and have sacrificed them to Baal. Why? For money. I'm gonna get this information, right? It says, why did the Israelites offer their children to Baal, right? And I'm gonna go into it a little bit. It says, when you read here, Baal and fertility, right? When you read here, it says Baal was a Canaanite deity, meaning an African deity. And a lot of you so-called black Americans, you think that you Africans and you're Israelites, and you picked up traditions from those people that hated you. The Lord said he put a difference between you and those Africans, but you always wanted to be everybody except for you. Now I'm gonna read this. It says Baal and fertility. Baal was a Canaanite deity associated with fertility, rain, and agriculture. Some Israelites believed that sacrificing their children to Baal would ensure the fertility of their land and the success of their crops for gain. That's why you sacrificing your children, man. A lot of y'all, you don't spend time with your children because, hey, you picking up extra hours, man. You doing this and you doing that. You sacrifice raising your children to better your future, right? A lot of the grandmothers, they don't, your children will be in better condition if the grandmother who's at home not doing nothing, the grandfather who's at home not doing nothing, with babysit those children and let those parents work. But she got to drop those kids off to the daycare, man. And in the daycare, they're being touched, man. And in the daycare, they're being beaten and mistreated, These kids are growing up, they spending 8 to 10 hours, these babies, man. From 6 months to God knows when, man, they spending 8 to 10 hours a day in daycare. And then after they graduate daycare, they spending 8 to 10 hours in Esau's education. And he's institutionalizing your kids, man. He's not teaching them nothing there. So the only thing that they giving our children is sex and violence. And you sacrificing them for gain. when you should be sacrificing your life for the benefit of your future, which is your children, right? And a lot of you people don't know who Baal is, man. You think this some type of just old biblical tradition, and that's not in 2025. Baal is the God that they worship in the rap industry, man. The Baphomet, man. This is who Jay-Z throw up, right? This is who he throw up. And y'all don't, this is Baal. This is the same God that you giving your children to today. This is the guy who runs the music industry, man. So the Lord, man, the Lord is alive and well, man. He's alive and well, right? And what, the thing that boggles me is that they've connected the rap industry, right, the music industry, with the church, man. So the church is being used to destroy black people, and we tell y'all this all the time, that the Christian church is being used, and it was set up to destroy black people, man. Watch this. Let me see. Right here, let's get this.
First of all, I want to thank God, because this is the gospel award, huh?
Right, she ain't even sincere, man. She know this some type of joke. She trying to figure out how the hell did I get an award for best gospel artist when all I rapped about was twerking, popping, playing bees, killing, making money, and having sex, man. How is she the guy? How are the Christians giving her the best gospel artist award, man? This shit make me mad, man. It just make me frustrated. You know what I'm saying? How are you Christians letting this happen? On who watch, man? And you got all your Christian moguls up there. I mean, who is the Christian man and who is the Christian woman that we can look at and say, that's the model of God that I would want to, image my life after. Not image, that's not the word I want, but model my life after, because even Paul said, he said, follow me as I follow Christ. So where's that Christian today that we can follow? Is it Benny Hinn? No, it's not Benny Hinn. Is it Joel Osteen? Is it Joyce Myers? Is it T. Jakes? Is it Creflo Dollar? Is it this guy, Kurt Franklin? Who is the Christian? Is it Michael Phillips? Is it damn, what's his name? The Christian guy that liked to battle. He liked to battle everybody except for the Hebrew Israelites. He liked to battle the Muslims. He liked to battle the dumb Christians. But the Hebrew Israelites show up at his church to open up the Bible, and all of a sudden they locking the doors and calling the cops, man. Geno Jennings, man. Is it him? So how is this happening?
This is my first BET award, even though I've been here 3 years to get nominated 6 times, 8 times. It's a blessing to get the gospel award first, because I owe it all to God. Shout out to BET too. I love BET too. Shout out to Kurt Franklin. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared to ask him for a feature on this song, because y'all know how I be rapping. But
so you see the agenda. You see somebody's behind the scenes and saying, okay, we have to connect the black church with rap culture. And we have to pay certain people behind the scenes to not say nothing and let it happen. And all y'all are you just been given to as guinea pigs. Your children, your wives, your sons, right? Your daughters, man. Just guinea pigs to this experiment, right? Let's play the hoodest, the most nastiest, the most uneducated, the most trifling female we can to drag them down, right? And let's use the black leaders to uplift her and glorify her to her people and give them death, man. This is what the black Christian church has done, man. Right? But who's behind it? So when you start digging, right? Matter of fact, before we go there, now I'm gonna just go there real quick. when you start digging right into this information, here you go. Who owns BET? Right, that's what I typed in. Black entertainment, right? So, and when you first ask, it says Black Entertainment Television, known as BET, is an Americanized television company owned by American media conglomerate, right? Paramount Skydance Corporation under its CBS Entertainment unit. So they don't want to tell you who is behind these things. Whose idea was it to nominate Glorilla the best gospel artist of the year in 2025? They don't want to. So it says founded by Robert L. Johnson in 1883. So, right, when you go here, this is the face that they try to give you to throw you off, right? But that's not the owner. He's not the owner of BET. So you got to keep digging, because it told you that it was a conglomerate of companies. So they saying that it's a group of people, right? So the group of people they said own it was Paramount Skydance Corporation and CBS Entertainment. So you go there. Let's go there, right? Who owns, when you type this in, who owns the Paramount network? And you start looking into it, right? It says Paramount Network is an American paid television owned by Viacom CBS that has been entertaining all TV fanatics to the max since 1983. They still won't be plain and upfront about who is making the ideas, who is promoting the music and the black entertainment in the black community. At the time, Paramount Network was launched by the Nashville network TNN. You see this? It's a rabbit trail. It's a rabbit trail, right? So when you go and see who owns Viacom CBS, right? You go right here, National Amusements. A complicated split of Viacom and CBS took place in 2006, with Viacom retaining only MTV, BET, and Paramount Pictures. Both Viacom and CBS remain under control of National Amusements, right? So when you go, so now you got to go to National Amusement. You see that? So we didn't have to go to 4 or 5 different sources to find out who is behind the ideas, right? The music and the so-called culture of black people. They hiding it. Why? Why they won't be just upfront about who's making these ideas? When you go to it, it says the company was founded in 1936 as the Northeast Theater Corporation by Michael Redstone and son Summer Redstone, who holds 80% of the company, and Summer's daughter Sherry Redstone, who owns the remaining 20%. So the Redstones, they own these companies. So when you Google them, it says yes, the Redstones, yes, Summer Redstones was Jewish. So the Jewish people, how would the Jewish people, the people all the way over there across the ocean, right? The people that you Christians are giving money to, why are they in control of black entertainment? That's the question. What profit and what benefit would it make for those Jewish people to feed so-called black people hate, right? Lies and self-destruction. Wouldn't the people of God want blessed? Didn't they say in all nations of the earth are going to be blessed in the real Jews? Well, why isn't the African American community blessed when it comes to those Jewish people? Watch this. So you keep digging. You keep digging.
Video of the Israeli government holding a private convention here in the United States. One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varnai Shorer. She's a former Israeli consul general who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
Right. So they said the young black generation is the problem with the Jewish community, the nation of Israel. Why? Why? And why people don't know what's going on? Why y'all so blind to it, man? Why y'all not opening up your books? Why you're not researching your history? Right? Why are you not teaching your children? Why do these people in the Israeli state, they know more about your children, more about you than you do? Why have they deemed the young black population in America their greatest threat when Al-Qaeda, Iraq, right, and those Islamic fascist states are dropping bombs in their state every day? But they say that how is the young black community more of a threat than Iraq to the Jewish people? Why? And why can't the Christian church give you this information? Why does she say that they got paid black, they got people on their payroll to help address their biggest threat? Why do they own the black entertainment? Why have they joined black rap and black culture with the Christian church? When did they do this? Right, this is why. It's Revelations 3:9. It says this. Revelations 3:9. 3:8. 3:9. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews, and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come down and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. Right, so there's a people that's saying that they're Jews, and they're not, man. That's what the Lord said. He said there's a people on this earth that's pretending to be Jews, right? Why are they pretending to be Jews? And why is the Lord telling us that they are not? Because you blacks, you so-called blacks in America, y'all the Jews. That's why y'all the greatest threat to the Jewish people over there across the sea. That's why they have to dumb you down and give you sex and violence, because if you was to ever wake up and find out that you were the real Jews, then the gig is up. Then the world is yours, man. The world is ours. That's why you the biggest threat, man. But I'm gonna go to this again in Jeremiah. The problem is this. The problem is this. They have built also the high places of Baal to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal. Baal, your people have sold y'all out, man. Why did they offer sacrifices to Baal? Why? It told you. It tells you why the people, the Israelites, offered their children to Baal, right? It says, Baal was a Canaanite deity associated with fertility, rain, and agriculture. Some Israelites believed that sacrificing their children to Baal would ensure the fertility of their land and success of their crops. They sacrificing. All people always sold each other out for gain, man. Imagine that. That's why when Jesus, who the world calls Jesus, who was really Yahweh Shah when he came back, he said, a new command I gave you. That's what he said. He said this. I'm going to get that. 1 John 2 and 9. 1 John 2 and 9. This is why he said this. Matter of fact, I might just be able to go here and see if I can go here. Yeah, let me see. 1 John 2 and 9. 1 John 2. Let's go. 1 John 2. Right? 8. It says this. Here you go. 8. 7 and 8. It says, Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye have had from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning, right? It says again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past and the true light now shineth. Right? This is the commandment. He saith, he that saith he is in the light and hateth his brother is in the darkness even until now. Why? So the new command that he gave you, which was an old command, was to learn how to love your brother. The first thing he talked about was hating your brother. So that's what this thing about. We've been taught to hate one another, man, by our enemies. And this new command, which is actually an old command, is relearning how to love your people, right? Relearning how to love one another. It's so easy for the black man to kill the black man. It's so easy for the black man to lead a black woman. It's so easy for the black woman to say the black man ain't shit. It's so easy for the black woman to say that she tired of these kids. Why? Why, man? Because there are people that hate you, man. There's a people that hate you, man. There's something going on that our people don't know about. Somebody behind the scenes is giving us sex and violence, man. That's what they making so-called black heritage about. Sex and violence, right? I'm gonna get this precept, right? It says this. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Right? How many of y'all knew that all the way across the sea, that so-called white people, right, so-called Jewish people, which really are the Amalekites, man, that hated your forefathers coming up out of Egypt. These are the same people that was killing your grandfather, your grandmother, the young, the weak, when we were coming out of captivity. These people are still on the earth, man. None of the nations that were in that time, right, of the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, even after the flood, none of those nations, no nation of the earth ever went extinct. They just had children. And the children had the traits of the parents passed down from generation to generation. That's why they say you are your father's child, man. So these people, these ancient Amalekites that hated your foreparents coming out of Egypt are living today. Their descendants, the same spirit that was in them are in their children today, man. And these same people that conspired against your foreparents are conspiring against you, man. It says Psalms 83 and 2, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. A tumult is a plan behind the scenes that you don't know about, man. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head, right? Imagine a group of white people with power and riches and wealth beyond your belief that are focused on your black babies, and you don't even know it. While you sleep, they planning and plotting on your black children, and you're oblivious of it. You have no idea about it. And that's why the Most High sent the servants, man, back, the Hebrew Israelites, to warn their people, man, and wake y'all up. Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. That's what we just seen, man. This is what we just seen. We've seen this. This is crafty counsel. Look at this. Where the black people at?
Video
Where was black people at when this was being made?
Convention here
Where was y'all at? You seen black people in the crowd?
One of the people in attendance at this secret meeting was Judith Varney-Shore. She's a former Israeli consul who was operating out of Atlanta. She was one of the main people saying that the biggest problem that they had was young black people in the United States. But don't worry, they've got some black leaders on the payroll.
The major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community.
See
The
that?
problem of Israel
See that?
is with the young
So I'm gonna go back to Psalms 83. It says they have taken crafty counsel. That's what they was having against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance." Who did it? 83 and 5. 83 and 5. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Yeah, all these nations that y'all don't realize, man. These nations are confederate against y'all, man. That means that they together. All of them on the same team. And they got one agenda. That's why the Chinese man is in your neighborhood getting all your pennies, your dimes, your nickels, right? That's why the Arab man is your neighborhood, keeping your change, right? Selling you Black and Miles and cigarettes, fake weed, and selling you this and selling you that, and taking your sister in the back of the room for $40, man. Got your mama in the back for $40, man, doing God knows what, man. Got your son in the parking lot, man, damn picking up trash, man. That's why all these nations are confederate against you, and you don't know. The tabernacles of Edom, right? That's the chief house, man. Edom, Esau, right? Esau, the white man. Let's see who is Esau. Who is Esau? Who is Esau? Look at him, the red man, the hunter. You see that? That's who Esau is. Do you know that? You think the Christian pastor is going to teach you that? These are the Edomites, man. These are the Edomites, man. Who is Edom? When you find out who Edom is, you can find out who your number one. It says of all the people that have conspired against you, right, and came up with this tumult, they say Edom was the top of the list. And the Ishmaelites, so the next after Edom is Ishmael. You know that one y'all say y'all buddy with in the corner store, Ishmael, and he call you brother, and he tell you that you Islamic, right? He give you this beanie and this mat, right? And he teach you to bow. He don't give you no, he still sell you pork, right? Now they know that they blood brothers, they can't sell these things to you. But they give you Islam, right? They give you this mat, they give you whatever else, right? But then they sell you pork, man. And they behind the scenes, they laughing at you. And they know that you the true Israelites. But hey, man, you an easy dollar, you an easy buck. That's what we become, to these people. We become money, man. Right? We become money. So you got these nations, man, that's against you. You got these nations that's against you, and you see what it's doing? Sex and violence, man. Sex and violence, and you think that
when graduation is lit.
Salaki, I don't even got this shit on my phone. You think it's not affecting your children, but it is, man. It is. Let's see this.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is the latest video.
You see this? I'm gonna turn off the volume. As a matter of fact, I might put the volume on.
I believe it's a high school graduation. Pretty sure it's a high school graduation. You can see how everything is tore up. The chairs is tore up. The women are dancing.
This music, man, is breeding promiscuity, man, and it's breeding violence, man. You know what I'm saying? Your sons is killing one another, man. But I don't got much else, man. With that, I'm gonna say all praise to the Most High. I pray that you was edified, I pray that you learned something. And I pray that we can do better as a people, man, to, look at your son and your daughter, man, and love them. And teach them that they got an enemy, man. And y'all come up out of those Christian churches because those pastors, they hate you. I might get this in Micah. Let me see if I can find it. In Micah, it says, prophesy for hire. I gotta get up out of here. Gotta get ready to get something done. Right? I believe that's in Micah. Yeah. It says, Micah 3:11, it says, the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire. You see that? So all those Christians, no matter, Michael Phillips, man, up there sweating and giving you all this passion, right? This passionate damn speech and motivational damn speech. It's for hire, man. That man's filthy rich, and he's going to replace. Somebody has to replace T.D. Jakes. Don't you know that? Somebody has to replace Benny Hinn. Somebody has to replace these pastors that the Lord took down, that the Lord exposed in the Christian church. Somebody has to replace them. This guy came out of nowhere, and guess what? The majority of y'all bit the bait. It says the heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof divine for money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, it's not the Lord among us, none evil can come upon us. They don't think the Lord gonna get at them, but they will. With that I say, all praise to the Most High. Kwam Yasharallah.